Hello, my YouTubers. I wasn't gonna film tonight, but I'm making such a simple recipe. That's why I didn't want to film. But you should see it in its natural state during the week when nobody wants to cook. It's Monday night. You ever have those nights where you just really don't want to cook, but if you do, you want something fast, but delicious and fulfilling? This is the $2 dish every Italian family loves. We've been eating it forever. I'm 64, you know my history, you see my channels, you know my husband Vinny, and we eat this at least once a week. What is it? It's no magic. It's pasta with chickpeas. In Italian, it's called pasta e ceci. And that's it. Ceci means, I think, chickpea. But it's real simple, and I had to downsize it because it's just the two of us. So you can increase this with a bigger can of beans, and you can decrease it like I'm doing in case you're retirees and just the two of you, like us. So here we go. This is what we're using. We have a small can of garbanzo beans, chickpeas. This is a 7.7, let's say 8-ounce can, okay? We have olive oil. We have garlic that I explained to you guys that it's important that you let it sit to get all its health properties, that when it hits the pan, it releases all those benefits. Okay. Now, if you don't have any extra sauce laying around that you made on Sunday, because today's Monday, in an Italian house, we always have some leftover sauce laying around somewhere for some reason from maybe Sunday sauce. Like me, I have a meat sauce that I left. Now you're saying, meat sauce, what she's doing? Shouldn't she use paste or a regular tomato sauce? No. This is just going to add a mountain more flavor. You could, if you don't have that, you could use tomato paste, a little squeeze. You could use the canned tomato sauce, half a can of the little, I think it's 4 to 6 ounces of the Goya tomato sauce. I use that for rice dishes. You could use half of that. But watch me, and if you happen to have leftover sauce, you'll see, and it's going to be very, very rich. Another addition that goes into this dish for me, I can't speak for every other household, every Italian family will make their own. I put a tablespoon, not quite a tablespoon of bouillon in here. I'm going to fill it with water. Here's my ratio that I learned making downsized pasta dishes for me and Vincent. I have 1 cup of pasta and 2 cups of water is my ratio. Now, the 2 cups of liquid, I should say, not water, could be 1 cup of broth, 1 cup of water, could be 2 cups of water. If you have no broth, you can play with it. But the ratio, like rice, for me on this dish is gonna be 1 cup of pasta added to the beans, 2 cups of liquid. We need that 1 cup of liquid to build the sauce and the other extra cup to cook the pasta because it cooks within the same pot. This is a 1-pot wonder, so to speak. Okay, so let's get it going. I'm gonna bring our pot over. Now, you wanna use a good extra virgin olive oil because it's within the dish. We're gonna consume it, we're gonna eat it. I see a lot of people talking about all these recipes and doing their recipes and adding oil and say it doesn't matter, you could use this oil. No, in my dishes, if you want to know what I use and what I think is good, it's good for your body, good for your health, extra virgin olive oil. You're gonna consume it. You want the very best to go in your body. We're not frying with it where we're gonna get rid of some. We're eating this entirely, so we want the best. And this really isn't right now, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is robust dressing drizzling. I bought the wrong one, believe it or not, but it is still extra virgin olive oil. It's better than a seed oil is what I'm saying. Seed oils aren't good for you, canola and all that. Do your research. I'm no dietitian or a nutritionist. All right, I'm losing my train of, okay, got a squidge of that. That's been sitting a while. This is gonna get a little bit hot. Okay. It goes very quick. This is a simple weeknight Italian peasant dish. Very, very quick. What am I doing? Let me get this mixed in. That's our first cup of liquid. Now, you could use any small pasta. Italians love the ditalini for all the fazools and pastas and all these dishes. I'm guilty myself. I'm gonna use ditalini for this, 1 cup. 1 cup of ditalini, excuse me. Got my measurement. Okay. That seems like it's getting hot. Let's add the garlic. There you go, you hear that sizzle? Got that. Got our beans. Put that over there. Have a sip of wine. This is very simple. It costs you about $2 to make this. My portion will feed, for $2 will feed 3, easily. For $3 you could easily feed 4 with this dish. We don't count the oil and the garlic because they should be in your pantry, and they cost pennies if they are in your pantry to cook other dishes, is what I'm saying. And it's great because it's a pantry staple dish. You always should have chickpeas. Well, I shouldn't dictate, I do because we love the Italian cuisine and we make a lot of Italian peasant dishes. Me and Vinny are both, our parents and family are from Naples, Italy. So those recipes transferred down to us, our parents serving them to us. We grew up on them. He grew up on this, I did. So it's very familiar to us. Okay, let's get a little bit of our sauce in here. Now, I probably would take about 2 tablespoons. Maybe 1 more, okay? Because it's being angry. My sauce, my stove, forgive me, my stove is angry. It's just that way. It's a very, excuse me, let me get you up here, right? Okay, so we have the oil, the garlic simmered. Now we have the sauce in, we're building our flavors. I can show you how fast. Now we put in the chickpeas. That's it, the whole can. I include the starch. That's done. Okay, I got more sauce left for another dish, another pasta, another soup. That's the beauty of cooking in the Italian way. If you cook intentionally, you have this on hand. A sauce container could go for many, many meals throughout the week. That's why I love the tradition, and I still do it, making a big pot of Sunday sauce that you can have leftover sauce to incorporate in many, many dishes throughout the week. Pasta e ceci, a soup maybe toward the end of the week. Maybe you want to make a braise of meat that you want to put it over something, Okay, here's the chicken broth. Let this saute just a minute. Let it, marry a bit, not forever, just a bit. It's a simple dish, but a delicious one. I can promise you that. It's simple but delicious. What really makes it special and enriches it is the fact that I used a Sunday sauce that's stewed for a few hours with meat in it. There's more flavor in here than any sauce you can add. Tomato sauce is not even going to add that level of depth. You know what I'm saying? If it's all you have, it's okay. I've been there. I've done only tomato paste, a little tomato sauce. But when I have this, I get excited because it just makes it so much more rich. It really, really does. I even see a little piece of meat in there, a little particle of beef. Okay, enough of that. Let me raise the heat, okay? I'm gonna put a cup of chicken broth. Like I said, it could be all water if that's all you have. That's what keeps this peasant and cheap. They didn't always have, cucina povera is poor kitchen. They didn't have, that's my dog. They didn't have meat sauce to add. They didn't have chicken broth. So it was water and the bean and maybe a little tomato paste. That was it. If you had an onion, you were like lucky. So here's the second cup of water. 1 cup broth, 1 cup of water, small can of beans, 1 cup of pasta di Tallini. That's it. That's the dish, my friends. That's it. Now we let it cook until the pasta is all finished and swollen and tender. You taste it. If you like it al dente, you'll stop there. If you're like me and like a little softer, you'll let it get to that point. Then it's ready to serve. And if you're lucky enough to have Parmesan Reggiano or Pecorino Romano, all the better. But now it just simmers. We'll come back when it's done. Okay guys, we are near the end of it being ready. Now what we have to do is, this is not a pasta you can leave alone when it starts to cook, meaning when you put those broths in, you got to be mindful. When you're cooking a pasta in the broth, in the pot, it tends to want to stick. Okay, so you don't want that to happen. So you kind of gotta be mindful and stick with it. No pun intended. You don't want it to stick, so you gotta stick with it, you know? And you want to get that creamy consistency. The pasta's swelling. It's doing good. Let me show you. It's filling up. And what you do is you take the beans. You see the beans? Let me show you. You take the beans in the pot and you smash a couple of them against the pot rim, okay? Just like a small potato, they're gonna smash, and then you mix it back into the broth, and it's gonna lend that creamy consistency to the pasta and the broth, and it's gonna thicken, and it's gonna be luscious and wonderful, okay? The pasta is already cooked through. Now I'm just mashing beans against the side to add more creaminess. And then we're gonna finish with some Parmesan, not Parmesan, well, you can use that, but I'm using Pecorino Romano, which is saltier. That's the only difference. One is a cow's milk cheese, the Romano, and one is a goat's cheese, goat's milk cheese, the Pecorino, which is more salty. I grew up on it, I'm used to it, I love it. I've had it in all the pastas that my mom made, my grandma made, my aunts have made. So my palate's used to that. You know, but I always interchange the names and confuse it. Forgive me. I don't mean to, but it's just being in this cooking and eating so long that I switch it up and I forget. All right, I think we have a good consistency here. Vinny's salivating, ready for dinner. I'm going to show you the finished pot, don't worry. So that you know the consistency you want. I'm mashing some beans to get more creamy, just to thicken it up. Now, if you like it soupy, more soupy, that's okay. You won't do this step. You'll omit it. You'll say, oh, I don't want that. You'll keep it more soupy, and you'll add things maybe. You make it yours. But this is the way we eat it in our house. This is the way I grew up having pasta e ceci. It's simple. Nothing crazy about it, and that's the beauty of it. It's simplicity, and it's delicious, and it's hearty, and it's cheap, economical, whatever you want to say. It's just a wonderful weeknight pasta that every family should know, because this got my family through hard times economically for food, and it could help many others. And it's delicious while it's doing it. I mean, how many dishes do you know that cost $2 that taste as good? I can't think of any. I'd rather have this than a Taco Bell taco any day. All right, let me show you the pot, and then I'll show you the plate. This way you get both perspectives, so you know. Let me shut this off. Okay, there's the pasta in the pot. Let me tip the camera. And then we'll show you the pot as well. I mean, the plate as well. I'm burning myself here going the extra mile so you can see it. I hope you appreciate it. My cinematography is off because, you know, I don't have a crew here. It's just me in this pot, okay? It's me in the pot. There you go. That's the consistency you're looking for. It's a little soupy, but more of a stew. This was meant to be hearty, more of a stew, okay? Just so you know, for for knowledge and perspective. It's more of a stew, okay? The consistency. Now let me make him a plate, and then I'm gonna put the cheese on it for him, and that's gonna be crowning glory of this dish. The cheese does everything. Gives it all the extra flavor. Now, you know, they didn't have cheese back then, but they were poor and broke. So, you know, it is what it is. It's just as delicious without it, by itself. Let me put it. I love this dish, guys. I hope you make it. I hope you try it. It's not just for Italians. It's for the world. It's just a wonderful dish. It's for every culture, everybody. That's why so many people share it on social media, because it's just a wonderful dish. Okay. And here it is, guys. Here it is. Pasta e ceci. I'm gonna tip you once more. Deal with me. I do this so that you can see the luxuriousness of the food. I don't have a camera crew. I can't go with overhead lights and cameras. I don't have that equipment. I apologize, but there it is. Pasta e ceci. $2 dinner to feed 3 people with my little modest pot. And if you wanted to do a full can and a half a pound of pasta, you could easily feed 4 to 6 people for $3. And you can't argue that. You can't argue that. This is a dish. Okay, until the next video where I will show you more of these peasant dishes and more of what we eat at the Furtado household. Feed yourself well, and I'll see you in the next video.